Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Got one more coming
I
in.
got it. Yep.
Excellent. Welcome, everybody. Thank you again for joining us for the Wisconsin FLL coaches Zoom call. Kind of a small crowd today, but nonetheless, many of you, or you should know, that this session is being recorded and we will get it posted up on our YouTube channel. So the advantage of course, being here is that if you have any specific questions, you can get them asked. But otherwise, the general information is available for all coaches to watch at their leisure. My name is Craig Peterman, volunteer with BadgerBots, and we've got Brian Farrell here this evening, one of our head judge advisors, and our two state head referees, Jay Church and Allison Conrad. So, those of you that have seen the Zooms, participated in Zooms before, you kind of know the drill. So I'll start with major program news, and the big news is that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. the opportunity to register for your or to rank your regional preferences is going to be open. There will be an email going out at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning as well to all the coaches, of which the emails that we have, of course. So everybody gets the information at the same time. Now, that being said, there is no hurry to sign up. It's better to get it right than to do it quickly because there is no advantage to signing up tomorrow at 8:01. I may go look at the registrations just to kind of see where teams are preferring to go. But I'm not going to do any heavy legwork of assigning teams until that window closes, which will be October 11th. That's a Saturday. It will probably close at midnight, thereabouts. So then I can get to work on the following day, Sunday, with expectations of getting assignment emails out within days. I give myself 5 by the end of the week, Friday, to get them out, but hopefully I'll be able to get that done sooner than that. That's the goal. So, as you get to the website, some important features or important procedural items. One, make sure you get that team number correct, and you are only registering one team at a time. So, if you are a coach or coordinator, administrator for multiple teams, you have to do one entry for each team. When you enter the number, please make sure it's just the 5-digit number. No pound sign. Don't spell it out. Don't get creative. Just enter the team number. And then that number is what gives us the information from the first database so that we can pass on the team name, make sure that the teams are event ready, so on and so forth. So that team number is very critical to get correct. If you do not have a team number yet from first, it's okay. We prefer that you have it, but we understand that, things sometimes happen in different order. Make sure that you enter a number, make it a fictitious one, 00000. But make sure that the team name is then correct with what you're going to register at firstinspires.org. So then when you do get your team number, I can easily cross reference it, and that will make the process much smoother. So you'll enter some, information about you, the coach that is actually making the registration. And then you will get the opportunity to rank which regionals you would like to participate in. First, second, third choice. It's drop down menus. Just click on the ones that you want to participate in. Every team is allowed to participate in one. So the goal is to match up as many as number one preferences as we possibly can, subject to the constraints that we have at certain regionals. For example, we have 2 new regionals this year, one in Pewaukee, one in Oshkosh, and we are going to limit the number of teams that are at those events because just to be fair to these brave souls who are willing to put up put
Oh,
on
it's
a
fabulous.
regional for us. We don't want to overwhelm them right out of the gate. So, you maybe have heard me previously. The last couple of years, we're right about 90% of teams got their first choice. There will be a comment section for two purposes. One is if you're electing to make Golda Meir, that's the regional on December 14th. So that's actually pretty late. Um, that one is designed for younger teams. For those that got late starts, it's going to be limited, and we're asking you to please describe why that has to be your first preference. Ideally, we'd like everybody to be in the main program, ready to go at the other regionals, but we're making an exception for these particular teams at Golda Meir. So please help us out there. Only select that one if you absolutely have to do so and you meet the criteria as I just described. The other comment section is just a general comment section. Many of you coach two, three, four teams. Maybe your organization has 12 teams. If you want teams together at the same regional, that's where you would put that information. If you want your teams at separate regionals, that's also where you would put that information. If you have if you have schedule conflicts,
Wow.
you can only participate at one regional. I still would like you to pick three unique preferences: first, second, third. Obviously, the one that you can attend, that would be your first preference. But then please put something in the comments section that says we can only attend our first preference because, I mean, I don't need great detail. Just let me know that that is the only one that you can attend. That will make my process of assigning teams to regionals much more efficient. So that's the registration process. Are there any questions on that? All right. I'll just move on to a couple other points. And obviously, feel free to use the chat to put in any questions. One, I do get occasional questions. Which sectional does this regional lead into? And I understand the question. I understand why. The answer is no. I don't know which regional feeds into which sectional because that is going to be dependent on the number of teams that sign up for the various regionals. I don't want to pre-assign a section, regionals to a certain sectional, and then all of a sudden one sectional has 12 teams and another one has 42. So we need to know the size of the regionals before we can start assigning them to certain sectionals. If there are schedule conflicts with the sectional that advancing teams are assigned, there are ways we can deal with that, which is pretty much rescheduling, moving teams around. It is not something I like to do, but obviously, it's for legitimate reasons. It makes all the sense in the world to do that. So that is why the sectionals are not predefined from the regionals. The second question is payment. This year, to participate in a regional, it is a $175 team fee, and that is a payment separate from what you see on the firstinspires.org system. This one will actually be going to BadgerBots, this payment. And with the assignment letter that will come out the week of October 11th, there will be a link to, if you want to pay online, there will be a link for that. During the online payment process, you will be able to pay for as many teams as you want at once. You do not have to do it one at a time. However, when you do pay, you will be asked to, type in all the team numbers that you are paying for. That way, that's the only way, in fact, I know how to take the payment and credit it to the appropriate team. So please be diligent with that particular process. If you need an invoice, As you go through the registration process over the next 2 weeks, there is a drop down menu. Do you need an invoice? Are you going to pay with a credit card online? Well, if you need an invoice, that's a really good place for you to choose. I need an invoice. And then we will create an invoice, email it to the coach. If you want, if you have 5, 6 teams, whatever the number is, if you want them all invoiced together, that's where you can use the comment section. Please invoice teams, you know, 1 through 10 all together. I know many of you work with school districts. That is very difficult, onerous process to get checks out the door. So if one invoice for 10 teams works best, great. We will accommodate. But we need to know in order to do that. So that payment process will be better defined when the assignment email comes out the week of October 11th. All right. So that's kind of all I have on the registration process, which opens tomorrow morning. Any questions about anything else that I had mentioned? All right. If not, then let's pass the mic over to our head judge advisor on the call, Mr. Brian Farrell.
Hey, I have no major updates or questions from today. I just a little plug again for the coaches training last Saturday. They did record those sessions and they were working on getting those out, all the sessions. So keep an eye on that. Craig, hopefully we can put that in the newsletter once they get that done. It's also in Slack. So again, just a lot of good resources. I sat in some of the sessions, helped present one, but I think it was just well done. A lot of good information. So just point people to it.
And thank you to the RTR. What FRC team is that?
1792.
1792.
Thank you, 1792, for putting on that coaches training. Second year in a row. I was told this year's attendance was even bigger than last year, which was pretty impressive. All right, so if nothing for Brian, let's give it to our two head referees, Jay and Allison.
We have nothing new either.
Yeah, we do.
What do you have?
There was a challenge update
That was last
that
week.
came out on Tuesday. It came out on Tuesday,
We didn't do that one?
last Tuesday. So the meeting on Monday, we wouldn't have
Hang
covered
on,
it, Jay.
hang on. Oh, okay. You are correct. Sorry about that.
No, I had to double check. You're good.
Yeah, sorry, guys. We talked about all this stuff over the weekend multiple times, so in my brain, I thought we had done this. Let me pull it up. Sorry.
This is why we have two head referees.
I've talked about it like 4 times since then. And my brain just thought that we had done it already.
Scale of time is kind of distorted when we see each other for 4 days in a row.
Yeah. Sorry. Kill some time, Allison. Let me get this.
So is the robot almost built, buddy?
Yeah.
Is it built or almost?
Almost.
Okay.
You
Graham-
guys-
Angie,
Hey,
You guys are
Angie,
supposed
you're
to
not
click-
muted.
Angie,
Oh, sorry. I thought
Yep.
it was.
It's all good. So while Jay is pulling that up, so one thing that we noticed, have been noticing this season, be very careful about how you build mission number 13, I believe, the statue rebuild, the one that looks like a little water dinosaur. That one I messed up building that one initially. My students messed up building that one initially. The one that we were using this weekend was not built correctly. So just pay extra super duper attention to your model. The best way to check, is it performing the way it should be, is to just rewatch through the mission video really quick and just make sure it's actuating the way it looks like it should. It's very easy in those instructions to put a peg in the wrong hole and the whole thing doesn't operate as it should. So keep that in mind.
Okay. I am ready.
Awesome.
I'll share the screen here.
That too.
So to find it, there it is. Okay. So for those of you that do not know, I'm going to start with the resource library here off of the firstinspires.org page. If you just go to the FLL Lego Challenge, you'll get all this information here. It gives you, so if you haven't seen it, it has all of the build guides, all of the rule book, stuff like that. So here's where you'll find your challenge update and clarifications. You guys should be checking this every week before you start your practices because you don't want to be practicing into something that has changed. Okay. So this is the update we're dealing with today that did come out last Tuesday and not Monday. Thank you, Allison. So the Minecraft delivery interruption. It's a little bit complicated, so we'll kind of break it down a little bit. So if the minecart, I said Minecraft again, sorry. If the minecart is successfully delivered to the opposing field and the opposing team interrupts the robot in a way that causes the minecart to be taken out of play by the referee, the delivery will still be counted as on the opposing team's field. The delivering team earns points for the delivery, and the bonus remains possible if both teams complete a successful delivery. So I guess in order to explain that, you have to understand why it could be taken off of the other team's field. I'll stop sharing that because I have to do it a different way. So if you deliver your minecart to the other team's field as per the instructions, they launch their robot, they go out to get it. It wasn't with the robot at launch, and then their robot gets interrupted. Anything that it acquires on the field after the last launch that it's in contact with comes off the field. So the referee will take that away. They'll just take it off the table. So essentially, what they're doing is they're kind of correcting some verbiage here because you would lose points for that being on the other team's table, even though you delivered it there. So they're saying we're counting it as on the other table, even if it's off for you. So a little complicated. I expect there'll be questions about it, so feel free to ask. Minecraft, yeah, Barry, I played Minecraft for so long. I've been calling this Minecraft the whole season. Sorry about that.
The TLDR is if you score your minecart and you get it on the opposing field, you don't need to worry about what they're doing and grabbing and whatever. All you have to worry about on your field is that you sent your minecart over, and if you care that their opposing minecart comes to you so you can use it for your forum mission. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I guess the more important part for me there, yes, the update's important, but the more important part for me there is that they understand, so teams definitely understand why the referee's taking stuff from your table. If you guys don't understand why that's happening, please read the rule book. And if you still don't understand after that, please let us know because it's very confusing if you're not doing it during practices and we're snatching stuff off the table in front of the kids and they have no idea what we're doing. I'm going to pull the rule number for you real quick. It is rule 15, just so you guys know. So definitely check that out. If you guys have questions about it, so let us know. Actually, that entire page, it's page 17 of the book. Very, very, that's probably the most complex page of the entire season, so. Allison, is that in your tips and tricks?
No, but I will add it.
Okay, cool.
I don't think I have any of the interruption stuff just because it takes a bit to get through it all, but I can write something up for that and add it. That would be good.
So the referees and the judge, well, I shouldn't say the referees, Allison has created a referee tips and tricks for you guys. It is on the BadgerBot web page. Is that just right at badgerbot.com? Or is it org or?
Well, you have to go through some menu items. It's also, there's a link in the newsletter
Yep.
that
Okay.
takes you directly
Cool.
to the FLL page.
Awesome. I think the judges have one up there as well. If not, there's one forthcoming.
Yeah, it's up there.
Cool.
That's badgerbots.org. Go into robotics. Wisconsin First Lego League is where Jay is referring to.
All right. So other than that, we don't have anything new. So feel free to ask questions really about anything at this point. Just checking Slack again to make sure there's nothing there I missed.
No updates.
I checked Slack. We should be okay.
Okay, questions.
All right. Well, we will open up the conversation to any questions related to anything. Well, FLL related, but all right. I counted to six or something. So, um, very good. Then we will call it an evening. Pay attention, of course, to the emails, newsletter, and then tomorrow morning, as I said, there'll be a link, a specific email with the link to the registration. There is also a link on the register. Sorry for all these links, but just kind of the way it worked out. To the FLL calendar. So if you do have specific questions about the venues, you will have to go to another page, and it has the addresses, facility name on the Google Calendar that you are taken to. Obviously, if there's any questions or issues, please email me at fllteams@badgerbots.org. All
Um,
right. So if
oh,
nothing else, Jay?
Someone was just asking about the links. Just to be clear, were you talking about the links for the ones that I showed for the update, that list of links, or is there a different list of websites you're talking about?
The ones I'm talking about?
No, there's a question in
It was
chat.
in the chat. There's a question in chat. I assumed it was
I assumed
them.
it says list of websites, so I'm not sure if they mean archaeology. Oh, archaeology links. Okay, yeah, that's off of the newsletter, right?
Newsletter takes you to the BadgerBots FLL page, and then there's three links to archaeology websites that were given to us by archaeologist Professor Nam Kim from earlier this season.
Oh,
And that would be
Brian
the same.
There you go.
Share that
Oh.
quick.
Yep, very good.
So badgerbots.org, click on robotics. It's a little bit tricky. Got to go down to Wisconsin First Lego League. And then scroll down
There's
a
the
little bit.
calendar.
There's the tips and tricks. Yeah, there's the calendar. Some of the first resources, and then the newsletters. And I scrolled past here's the archaeology stuff right underneath the FAQs. So I assume, okay, the archaeology.org, National Geographics, and then SAA.org, Society of American Archaeology. Okay. I read, but we didn't have to look at the links.
Okay, I think that
I can drop the link to this in the chat for those on the call. As soon as I find the chat again. There you go.
All right. Anything else from the coaches? Very good. Hope everybody's season is going well. It's really not too many weeks away from the very first regional, so very exciting. Best of luck to everybody, and perhaps we'll see you next week.